Welcome to the futurist public intellectual. One of the reprehensible parental practices of the 20th century that has persevered is the child leash, or also known by its more innocuous moniker, the child safety harness. It's been around since the early decades of the 20th century, and its usage has been justified as a practical matter of safety. While it's true that leashes can theoretically prevent a child's premature death, there have been no concrete statistics on their efficacy. Aside from their dubious life-saving capabilities, child leashes have two major downsides. First of all, child leashes perpetuate a children as pets paradigm. I find that parents around the world already tend to view their children as objects to control and direct rather than independent beings who temporarily need another independent being's assistance. So when parents decide to attach a leash to their children's bodies, it implicates that that's how they view their children. In fact, for the worst parents, they consciously or subconsciously view their children as simply pets, making the usage of child leashes completely unproblematic. The autonomy and subjectivity of the child does not need to be considered, and thus they are ignored. Furthermore, Susan Newman, a social psychologist, says that it's like treating a child like a dog or an animal when in fact, as a parent, your job is to make the rules. I totally agree. The overwhelming majority of parents don't have injured children merely due to the lack of leash usage. For most children, watchful vigilance and clear boundary setting will keep them safe. Using child leashes can be a cop-out in terms of active parenting. This leads us to the second downside of child leashes: the potential impairment of the child's development. It's important to recognize that old habits die hard. If you do not accord agency to your child while they are young and simply rely on technology, then you are not developing a long-term relationship of trust with your child. The child doesn't learn to exercise their agency in trustworthy ways because they were not given opportunities to exhibit their trustworthiness. Since the child doesn't feel trusted and the parents don't trust the child, the parents end up having to use more technology, like tracking software on their children's smartphones. Timidity may persist and delay the development of independence. Just to be clear, child leashes can be appropriate for children with ADHD or autism. But for the vast majority of children, good parenting can prevent the safety problem that these leashes are supposed to address. Let's be good parents. Skip the leashes and treat your children as autonomous beings. Thank you for listening to the Futurist Public Intellectual.